What a week it's been already. It's only the beginning. It's only like Tuesday, Wednesday. But you got Shaquille O'Neal issuing a statement to Bob Griffin III. That's what we're going to call him here. No longer Robert Griffin III. No longer Rgiii. Bob Griffin III. So yeah, we got that coming up this week. We got Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson. We got more coming up. Break it through glass ceilings. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Break It Through Glass Ceilings with Uncomfortable Conversations. I'm your host, Brian H. Waters. This show brought to you by Six Heart Media Productions. Y'all know I was scrolling through Twitter, came across a clip of Shaq, and he issued a direct order. I'm avoiding using a word, right? He issued a direct order to Bob Griffin III.
Speaking of man, Rgiii, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time.
Telling him, keep Angel Reese's name out of his mouth. He let it be known that he would be calling Angel to say, hey, don't respond. It's okay. Don't respond. Whatever. Man, finally. Because I was watching this and I'm like, if he say something else about Angel Reese, come see him, he gonna hit him in the mouth. Feel like Shaq would do that. Now, we know him and Kobe had their fiascos. We know that him and Charles Barkley, right on camera, where he swung at Charles Barkley and everybody talked about, whoa, what if he would have hit him? Look, I don't blame him. And you know, he always talks about this G-Class 14 certification. I think I got those numbers right. But Shaq has that. He indicated that Rgiii doesn't. He also said, like, you know, let the ladies talk about the drama. It's enough ladies out here. They can't relate. We as men can't relate. That's what he was saying. Can I say this? I'm happy he did it. I am. You know, I look at Rgiii. He gets on this podcast, he gets his microphone, he starts talking. And, you know, I mentioned this on the last show. The issue is, like, he's been brewing this thing with Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. He's talking about these sources. Now, I'm not going to say somebody didn't call him, but I believe they felt like he was naive to make him think they were in her circle. So, I love Shaq, the Big Diesel, the Big Aristotle, Dr. O'Neal. He laid down the law. Told Rgiii, come see me. We know Shaq about that life. And, you know, that's what protecting and supporting Black women looks like. Not so much the violence aspect, not even the violence. Like, you could take away that. Still, him speaking up saying, look, man, leave her alone. You know, because quite frankly, it's uncalled for, all the stuff that Rgiii was talking about. And, you know, he called himself being a defender, talking about it's not right what people said. But then he had to throw Caitlin Clark's name in there. And that's the reason why everyone was upset. Because it's like, Rgiii, you need to chill, bruh. It's enough other stuff out there for you to talk about. So why are you talking about that? So, but, you know, shout out to Shaq. Yeah, shout out to Shaquille O'Neal for letting it know. He's not messing with it. He's not. He will make sure that Rgiii regrets if he ever says anything. Fox Sports let go quite a few personalities as they are resetting their lineup. We all know one of the personalities was Joy Taylor. Now, we all know about the allegations that happened earlier this year where a lady was suing Skip Bayless and Fox Sports And she just threw Joy Taylor's name in there. And I always felt that when I listened to and I read the reports, it was unnecessary for Joy's name to be in there. Now, let me put this out there. I mentioned this at that time when I did the show. Yes, because somebody who's close to me, if you listen to The Breakfast Club, let me back up. If you listen to The Breakfast Club, you know, Joy talks about how she lifts as she climbs. She's mentors other women in the space and how they have group chats and how some of her best friends like Taylor Rooks are in the space and they, you know, they support each other. And she supports the young women. Taylor Rooks and Joy Taylor are both two people who I personally know that they help people in their journeys towards the top. You know, I have close friends who they've helped. So you'll never hear me say anything bad about Joy Taylor, because if she looking out for my sister, a good friend of mine, then I appreciate her. So, you know, who knows what's next for Fox Sports 1? I know that they talked about a lot of ratings drop. You know, we saw Skip Bayless no longer a part of the program as of the beginning of the year. His contract has ended. Joy Taylor no longer part of the program. Shannon Sharp. That is the end of the Undisputed Era completely. Everybody who was on that show in the beginning in its infancy is gone. And it's interesting because that was the show that was really supposed to make us tune in to Fox Sports 1. So who knows? Who's the face of the brand? Is it Colin? Is it Nick Wright? I don't know. But, you know, I'm interested to see what new shows they have lined up for the fall, especially during Sweeps Month, because that's around the time when the advertisers are paying in high dollars. So I'm wondering who will they have on these shows. In sports, LeBron James apparently unhappy with the Los Angeles Lakers. The fact is that they didn't contact him when they were making a change in ownership, but they contacted Luka. Here's my thing. I'm over the LeBron James fiasco. I appreciate the championship ring in 2020. I appreciate the bridge that helped the Laker Nation get through Kobe's death. But is it not time for him to go back to Cleveland? Is it time, like, LeBron James, go back to Cleveland, have your farewell there? Perhaps he could bring them another championship. They do have a good, solid squad. But as somebody who supports the Knicks, I don't want to see LeBron in the East. But we've also, with this Laker run, we know he's not a guaranteed finals appearance anymore. During his time with the Heat and the Cavs, he had 8 straight championship appearances, 8 straight NBA finals appearances. Those aren't the days for LeBron James anymore. Let's just call it for what it is. So, who knows? Speaking of which, I mentioned at the top of the show, congratulations to Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion. You know, it came out as official. I'm happy for the two of them. They looked happy. You know, Klay Thompson, future NBA Hall of Famer, or Pro Basketball Hall of Famer is the correct terminology. We know he's a 4-time NBA champion. Meg Thee Stallion, a Grammy Award winning artist. You know, shout out to them. And, you know, we get on a lot of times the NBA players date, the black NBA players date white women. The mix, as in Klay Thompson, dates white women. Well, look, he got him a sister right there. So I am happy for them.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support this podcast by wearing a t-shirt, whether it's the one that says breaking through glass ceilings or the one that says no ceilings above success, simply go to foryourwear.com. Also, you can support some of your other favorite podcast and content creators, including Those Wrestling Girls, Seahawk, and the Wrestling Club. And you can support some of your favorite independent wrestlers, including Jay Bougie, Trisha Dora, Chaz the Dawn. Shoot, all the Pure Ignorance is on there. So go on foryourwear.com, go under personalities, you'll find Brian H. Waters, and buy a t-shirt. And remember, I'll give you a shout out on the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you in the gym every week? Are you looking to kind of keep yourself cool while you work up a nasty sweat? Well, I got
the best thing for you. Cooling bands, bandanas, cooling towels, and so much more. Go to Vertical Athletics, get your favorite team in MLS or MLB, or guess what? Now they have a custom option so you can upload your own logo and you can save 10% at checkout when you enter the code Brian H. Waters. Go to vertical.com, use the code Brian H. Waters to save 10% on some of your best cooling gear.
Diddy. Did y'all know Diddy is he has some classes that he has to partake in before, while he awaits his sentencing. He will, and as they said on the Shade Room, enrolls in drug and violence prevention programs. So, and he's reportedly undergoing therapy and participating in rehab programs while in federal custody. Sources tell TMZ that he's enrolled in several self-improvement programs, including the STOP program, a federal course that focuses on preventing sexual assault, domestic violence, and dating abuse. So, as he waits for his sentencing, I know some people don't think he'll spend time in jail, but he's getting rehab. This could be a publicity stunt, who knows, but hopefully he'll do better. Hopefully he will get past this. If he's smart, he won't see a light of day no more. He'll go live on his millions that's left and be gone. Last but not least, Uno. Y'all saw the rumors this weekend. Uno would be available at the tables in Vegas. Well, the official Uno account came out and refuted that claim. They said, no. Uno will not be a part of it because they quite frankly said simply the tables wasn't ready for them. So I thought that was going to be fun. I was looking forward to maybe next year WrestleMania going to the tables and seeing people play Uno. Who knows? So we shall see. But ladies and gentlemen, that will do it. I know a solid, quick episode this week of Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. You might get another episode or two. Who knows? But I got NCAA football, or what we call it, college football 26 to play. I got MLB The Show to play. So, until the next time, folks, do not let anyone place a ceiling above your success. So long, everybody.